Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Tristcast. I'm your host, Tristan Dario, and I invite you to sit back, relax, catch a vibe, and enjoy the show. Hey y'all, take a moment before you get settled. Follow the Tristcast and leave a rating. Alright, I'll see you in today's episode. Peace. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of the Tristcast. Wow, what a day. What a day to be alive, bro. I hope everyone's doing well. My name is Tristan Dario, if you are new here, and I am the host. Before I bring on someone else that I want to do this with, Dude, there's a lot going on. It's been a while. I think I wasn't able to do an episode last week because I was traveling. I went back to Florida, and I'm just making sure. I'm pretty sure. No, it's not. How's that? Okay, yeah, that's coming in a lot better now. I at least think it is. I don't know if it's the connection or not, but I think I'm coming in. I think you can hear me. But no, I was traveling this past week. I went back to Florida, and I went back to Florida because I had to find a car. I had to get a new car since my accident happened back in April, and I like it. There's a lot of feedback, actually. Let me turn that up a little bit more. I think that's a lot better. I don't want you to hear the feedback of me holding the microphone. But, no. So I went back to Florida. I had to get a new car. And I was in a pretty, it wasn't a good accident. I was involved in a T-bone hit, but thank God I'm doing okay. I'm okay. I'm doing all right. I have been trying to do yoga and stretches and stuff because I had lower back pain, and that wasn't really easy, but no, we're doing okay now. We're doing a lot better, at least. And now that I was able to get back to Florida and see some of my family and see some of my friends, it was really nice. It was a very good trip. It got to the point where the process of finding a car for me was very stressful, and I wanted to find the perfect car that's, going to keep me safe. And I was looking at cars that were older still, and I didn't know if that was going to make me, feel confident in, how safe I was on the roads. And I got something that I think is really good. It ended up being more than I wanted to spend. And, that it is what it is. I truly believe you get what you pay for. It's been a motto of mine for a while. So, like, if you get something that you think is worth it, that's a good thing, that you feel safe in it and you feel like you made the right choice. And I think I did. And I'm grateful that I could afford it. I'm grateful that I could pay for it. I'm grateful that I could have it. And I also had to get ready to move all my stuff back down because I have a few more weeks here, so there might come a time where for at least a week or two for me to get settled. The podcast may go on a slight break, and that might just happen, but it's because I'm trying to get situated because, I kind of want to get a little bit closer. I'm not going to lie. I don't know if there we go. I think that's a little bit more even. Just want to lay back a little bit. Oh, yeah. So that I'm not stressing out my back. But, no, it was a stressful time. It was very, I wanted to be able to relax because that week was kind of like a vacation type thing, but it wasn't a vacation. Like I knew there was stuff I had to get done. I knew that there was goals that I had that I was trying to succeed at completing. But I was successful at it, and I was able to get it like a day to spend to myself, which isn't a lot. But at the same time, I knew what I was getting myself into. I knew that I was going down to find a vehicle. And that's just how it is. And, I'm very grateful for how it went. I'm grateful for the people I got to see. I'm grateful for the opportunities I was given. And a part of that, I've been having to find a job. I've been having to make sure finances are in order. I've had to make sure that I've had a living situation, and the living situation is about to be secured, which is another blessing from God. Absolutely. Thank God to that. But, I'd be lying if it didn't stress me out, if I wasn't, trying to find a way to relieve that stress. And I've been noticing that when I get in these points where I got things up in the air, or when I got things to get done, that's when that's when stress is coming in. I think I am too quick to stress out. So I've been praying a lot that I would have stress, worry, anxiety, and fear stripped away from me, so that I can make reasonable decisions, so that I can make responsible decisions. And it's like with the car, like I could have found something cheaper, but if I found something cheaper, I wouldn't feel as safe as I do in that car, or the gas mileage wouldn't be as good as this car is. So I think I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I feel very good about my decision, and I still feel very good about my decision, despite what may come across, or what not come across, but what can come with it. I still feel confident in my decision, no matter what. And I have faith. I have faith in God. I have faith that Jesus is going to walk me through any fire or storm that I may have. And I don't want any fear or doubt to come in. Obviously, we're human, and we feel and we experience doubt and fear and worry. But the more that I give it to God, and the more that I release that from myself and give it more to God, I feel better. And I can definitely say that my prayers have gotten a lot deeper, especially in this time where I have been really getting all these new life things coming in and changes happening. And I've also been noticing a lot of these messages coming across my feeds and stuff like that are you gotta experience, and you gotta go through change to grow, and you have to experience new things, and you gotta take risks. And I'm taking a few of them, and it might get hard, but I think a lot of good things can come out of it. There was a long time that I wasn't around a lot of people. I've been here with my family. I've had a lot of time inside, and I think I really just want to manifest that I'm going to meet people who are creative and have ideas that I can work with, because I'm going to be going back to Florida and doing caregiving work. And I want to do that because I love helping people. But I also really want to start working towards creating things outside of the podcast, outside of my painting and my own artwork. I want to be able to create. I have scripts that I really want to make into movies. I really have these projects that I want to start working on. And, when I'm working by myself, it feels like I need people, or it feels like I need outside, I need people who have different skill sets and abilities that can help me in my own projects, because I work better as a team. And that's, I like that. I like the idea of working with a team on my projects. And when I visited Florida last week, I was able to, maybe not last week, maybe the week before. Yeah, it was the week before. I was in Florida from the 28th the 28th of May into the 4th of June. And on my first day in, I met some people. I met this guy who wants to make, he has scripts for YouTube videos and stuff. And, I feel like you got to start somewhere. And it's always been I've wanted to work with people. I've wanted to be able to make these ideas and meet people who know how to take pictures, people who are good in videography. That's what I want. People who are interested in similar things as me, that's what I'm trying to place myself around. And that's what I'm very excited for, to be back in Florida. When I get this place settled and I can get moved in, I want to start being able to have a select space for when I do my podcast. It's my second home of my own, and this time around I get to design it the way I want to. And I don't have to have outside opinions of how I'm going to do it. I get to move in with someone that I really know, and that's someone who likes my vibe or someone who has a similar vibe as me. So like I get to really make my oasis, and I get to create my own place where I feel safe and secure. And that's what I've been looking for. I'm looking for something like that so that I don't have to go outside of myself or outside of my place to find that safety, or if that, create an oasis somewhere else. Or, it's like when I'm having to do the podcast, I want to have a select space to do my podcast. I want to have a select space where I don't have to worry about outside noises. I don't have to worry about people walking in on it. I don't want, and it's only because I haven't had a select space ever since I started this. I think I had a select space when I was still in Florida before I ever came out here, but that was before like I upgraded my stuff and stuff like that. Well, actually, before I moved out here, I upgraded my stuff, so I can't really say that. But I remember I was filming outside, and I was recording at the time. Wasn't even filming it. And I have to say, like, I'm so happy with where it's gone or where it's gotten to. And I'm excited to have a desk where I can sit and I can actually have my equipment and I can have the camera pointing at me. And I'm excited to have someone there to do it with me, because I really do want a co-host. I do. And the Tristcast is changing and growing, in my opinion. I think the more that I give myself these opportunities to go outside and figure out how I want to collaborate on it and figure out what exactly that this is becoming, and the projects that I want to do in the future that I want to transform the Tristcast. I think it has so much room to grow, but I'm really mentally preparing for the move. I'm very glad. I'm very blessed. I have a car that's going to be able to move all my stuff that I brought with me. I came out here with my Honda Element last autumn, or, like last August. And that's another crazy thing to me, is like I've almost been out here for another year again. And that's why I'm like, I'm very blessed. I'm very, very, very blessed. Because I've been making good money, and I've been able to set myself up to get new things that, I really like, and that at a time I know I deserved. And I know I deserve all the things I'm getting right now, all the good things that are coming my way. But I know that I would be lying if I didn't say I was a little bit, got nerves up, because moving 1,000 miles, moving across the country is not an easy thing to do. And when you got all the stuff that you brought with you, like, you got to be able to take it back, and you got to make sure you have the space to place it. There's a lot of clothes I have here, and I'm already thinking about how bad I want to give it away, like give away a lot of my clothes. I want to be able to donate them, because I don't need this many shirts. I literally have more shirts than I have pants, and I think that's so crazy to me. It's like I need to start investing in more pants, because I don't have enough shirts, or I don't have enough pants for the amount of shirts I have. It's like I can put more of my shirts together with the pants I have. So I've been looking for that as well. But I don't want to buy from, I really don't want to buy like big brands that are probably giving money to fund certain things that I don't endorse or agree with. So I'm trying to go to thrift stores. I'm trying to get clothes that fit me that way. And, I'm getting to the point where like now it's getting to the point where I might have, because I have a 30 waist, and I would say like I like a 30 to 32 length on my pants. But because like I just like shorter pants, and I'm not really finding that. But since I'm getting all this prepared and I'm figuring all this stuff out, because I got a few weeks left, I am trying to relax. And so I've been trying to open myself up to new things that help me pass the time in ways that it calms me down. And my friends have been telling me to watch Smiling Friends on HBO Max a lot lately, and I just started watching it, and yeah, that show is definitely up my alley. Definitely is helping me relax and just de-stress, and it feels good. It feels very good. I do not feel very overwhelmed. I think it's also because of how much I'm praying. Like how much I'm praying to have all this situated. Everything's working out exactly the way it's supposed to. Nothing is a coincidence. God's got me. There's these bits and moments in my mind during my day where I panic a little bit, but then because I truly feel like I'm mastering my mind, I don't want to put any sort of juju out there on myself, but I feel very good. I'm feeling very healthy. I'm facing my addictions. Like right now, when I went to Florida, I was vaping a lot again. I vaped the entire week. So I grew that probably attachment. I grew that slight attachment to nicotine again. And so I don't want to vape, because one of the number one things in vapes is like the same stuff they put into antifreeze. And I was noticing I was having chest pains after vaping that stuff after a week, and that's not good at all. It just shows that my body's actually feeling it. But now after, a week of not doing it, my body's starting to crave it again. And so I have to stop myself. When I was in Italy, I smoked so many cigarettes because it was more of like a vibe. I was here in another country and I was just vibing to it. And now, because I like having that pull, and I I miss it a little bit. I love the menthol flavor too. I really like menthol. I like that taste of mint in every hit I take. So I've been craving nicotine. I've been thinking for the longest time to roll my own cigarettes, but I don't know if because I want to be as healthy as possible, but I've been having a lot of these conversations, especially as I'm preparing to go through life changes. I've been having all these conversations about how we're supposed to treat our body, how we're supposed to be taking care of ourselves. Take care of yourself now so that you don't feel like really shitty later on. But not to take a dark turn, but I am this believer that, our the hairs on our head are counted the day we're born, and you can be the healthiest person on earth, but you can still drop dead to a heart attack. Doesn't matter. And I am one of those people that believe in balance. You should enjoy yourself. You should enjoy yourself as much as you can. And if that means enjoying a cigarette or two a day and just letting it, just be, I think that has, a different effect on you. And or it has a different effect on me. And, that's just something that I think about. It's something that is on my mind. And I think about living in Florida, and I think about living where I'm at there in my environment. And it's not that my environment sometimes my environment influences me to do things. Not like people are influencing me to do it, but say particular in this sense that there's someone there that vapes and they spend most of their time around me. Say they're someone I live with, or, this or that. or a good friend of mine, and whenever we hang out, they're always vaping. That is like that influence where I'm like, oh, well, they're doing it, and, I want to have a good time, and I want to do it. It's not like I'm trying to seek outward validation. It's more of like, I like that physical feeling of nicotine hitting my bloodstream, and that's why I think it's a heavy addiction on me. And because I would say I'm not addicted to much anything else. And that's why I've said for the longest time, nicotine to me is like my heroin. It's, if I just get a hit of it, my body's going to crave it even more. So it's like this outward battle of having to go in and out of doing it. And it's a lot of relapsing, because the second I get a taste of nicotine, I'm like, let's go. I can go out and get my own now. But like, I don't want to do disposables. I don't want to get in the habit of doing that. That's why, I think about going and getting a pack of cigarettes, because I know that I don't like smoking cigarettes nearly as much as I would like vaping. Vaping to me has that flavor profile that you're always like, oh yeah, like I can do this. Like once I get a taste, I'll do it all the time. That's what happened. Like I got a taste of I got a taste of like one of the vapes that were around me when I got in. And then when I didn't have it on me because it wasn't mine, I went out and got my own, because I was like, oh, well, now that I got that, I want one now. Cigarettes is a different thing for me, because it's like the actual taste, the smell, it's completely different. It's not something that actually... it's not really good, if that makes sense. It's more of like, this isn't really good, but it gives me that fix that I'm looking for. And I think that's why, like I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'm about it, fuck it. But I know it's not good for me, and I know that, but here's the bullshit. Here's the real bullshit. People don't find it attractive if you smoke, like, in my opinion, I don't give a fuck what people think. It's like, if I want to do it, it's if people in some way try to say some shit to me about it. It's like, don't talk to me about that if you don't know what it's like having an addiction, or don't try to say some shit to me about it if you don't know what it's like going through it. Because if you don't have the experience yourself, you don't know what it's like. You just don't. And so that's something that I am mentally preparing for when I move back, because, I already struggle with this, and depending on the people that are around me, if they're doing it around me, I know that I'm going to have to really fight the urge not to do it. And I think that's why I originally, when I was planning on where I would move next from Missouri, it's like, do I want to go somewhere where I'm going to be around people who vape, or do I want to go somewhere where I'm not around that kind of stuff? So this is where, because I got a job in Florida, and because this is where, it seems that God is pointing me, it's going to require me to challenge myself. It's going to require me to remain disciplined. And it's not a bad thing to me. I like disciplining myself. I like being a disciplined individual who has the control over their addictions and their urges. But I know that it's going to be a struggle for me. I know it's something that I'm going to really have to work hard in. And I know I have to mentally prepare myself now before later. And that's just more work. It's just more work. And, I'm one of those people that really just wants to be able to lay down in a patch of grass and chill the fuck out sometimes. But I also can't, because there's a part of me that always feels like I need to be productive, or I need to be preparing for something. I need to be mentally prepared for something happened. And I think that's just trauma, or how society's been going for a little while now. It's like you have to be mentally prepared for anything to happen. And I think that's just where like a lot of people wish that we made more money, we were able to survive and have salaries that could pay for our living, rather than us having to stress paycheck to paycheck. And that's what's like, that's what I'm thinking about. It's like the amount of things that I have to be prepared for. And am I going to be really ready for it? And I think I'll be as ready as I possibly can be. Moving isn't easy. Getting a new car and having car payments isn't easy. It's a great blessing, and it's something to be incredibly grateful to God for, and which I am. And to have a place to live, I'm incredibly grateful for that. And to have a job that pays me more than minimum wage, grateful for that. Is it what I'm looking for? We're not, I don't think half of us that are working hard as fuck early out of college, all of us are really busting our ass to just to be able to live and have fun. And people are, succeeding at it. But when you get yourself into things that you don't really expect yourself to get yourself into, you have to be able to just go with the punches. You got to roll with the punches. And that's just how it is. I think I'm just trying to prepare for the things that are going to be out of my control and try to just be open to the possibilities of what can happen. And I'm doing that as well as I can. And, I'm doing all right. I'm in a great place mentally, and I'm trying to meditate. I haven't done it on cue, but I've been praying. And the more I pray, the more I feel better. And if I can continue to be on my yoga and take better care of my body and continue to take care of my skin and just do all these things that make me feel more confident in myself and feel better with myself and more disciplined, all these other things are just going to go in line. Like being able to take my stuff out of my storage unit and not having to pay for a storage unit anymore. That's one of the big things for me. Not going to have to worry about that anymore. I can take $130 off of my monthly payments. That's good. That's really good. To me, that's great. On top of other things I have to pay for, I think that's fantastic. I don't mean to talk about my finances, but hey, it's real. I think that's just real. It's just real as shit. But being prepared for something as big as moving, being prepared for something as, as much as I can, going and enjoying myself as much as I can, that's the kind of stuff that I look out for. And so we will see what happens. We will see how it goes. But I'm just grateful for where I'm at. I'm grateful for what I'm doing. I'm grateful for the things that are on their way to me. I'm grateful for the blessings that get sent to me on a daily basis. And I just, my glasses fell. But it's okay. But being able to sit down, being able to sit down and watch new things that are going to be able to help my mind a little bit more and help me to just de-stress. I think I started reading a new book. I got this book called A Wrinkle in Time. I know it's a very well-known book that a lot of people have read, but I bought it. I originally was going to give it away as a gift, but that didn't end up happening. So now I get to have it for myself. And I think if I can actually sit my ass down and read it, I should. I should definitely read it. I started it when I was visiting Florida, but then because I had so much stuff going on, I had to put more time into accomplishing the goals that I set for myself. And yeah, so that's just what I have to do. And I also got therapy coming up too. That's also another thing that I forgot, because I have so much going on up in my mind. I'm now realizing that I also have therapy that I scheduled too. And I think that's going to help me. I think that's really going to help me not panic and mentally prepare and get myself more prepared for what's coming, is because if I can talk to someone about it and then I can get my budgeting done, I think that's really important to me. So on my first scheduled appointment, I'll probably use my notebook, write down things that need to be written down, and really pay attention to the things that need to be done. And as far as right now, I only have a month of it for free, so I'm going to try to use it as much as I can. If I can do 4 weeks of it, I'm going to do that. I'll probably do 4 weeks of it. And if I can afford it later, I'll do that. But that's the only thing about therapy for me is it's expensive, and you really have to budget for that. And I don't really want to fund certain organizations that are owned by people who fund genocide and stuff like that, because we still got that going on. And I used to have Teladoc, but Teladoc doesn't take my insurance. Yay. But it's all going to be okay. There's a lot of things that are happening, and so I'm trying to just be as happy, optimistic, and positive as possible, and not in not in like a toxic way. I'm just trying to keep my head up, because it's the best thing I can do for myself is to keep my head up, keep believing that everything is working out exactly the way it's supposed to. You're not fearing it, not being afraid of it. And that's as much as I can do. It's all I can do is just keep on, keeping on, keep moving forward. But yeah, that's what's going on. I'm going to try to do more lengthy projects. I'm going to try to work on my creative outlets more. And I think it's just going to all work out in the end if I just keep on believing in it. That's all I can do. Keep having faith. But yeah, I can't give up. Can't stop trying. Gotta keep believing in something, because if we stop believing in stuff, I feel like that just takes a downward toll or a downward turn, and we don't want to do that. Everything fluctuates. Everything's in flow. But I want to keep on trying to stay aligned with my path, not let go of it. And I think everything's working out. It's going to be a bit tight. But I have to be honest that I'm very grateful that it's all working out exactly the way it is, because it could be a lot worse. It could be a lot harder. So, it is what it is, but we're all doing our best, and everything is working out in the best possible way it can. And if the economy crashes and everything goes to shit, there's nothing we can do about it except keep trying to roll with it. And yeah, that's, inflation rising, and pay not increasing, and the cost of living going up. It is getting hard, but survival of the fittest. We have to keep pushing, adapt or die. So, and I choose to adapt, and I choose to keep pushing forward, and it might hurt like hell, but as long as I'm not dead, I'm pretty successful. I'm doing pretty good. So that's all I got. That's all I can do. But yeah. I hope you guys are doing the same. Keep moving forward. Keep doing your best. It might be really hard right now, but it's gonna be okay. As long as we keep doing it together, as long as we keep pushing each other, holding each other up, being there for one another. I think community is something we all really need right now. If we all have community, we should really appreciate it and not take it for granted, because those people that put themselves in our lives to really help out and to be there for us, those are people that we can really count on in the future. Those are the people that we should be very thankful for, because, we all got our shit. We all got things going on in our lives, but those people that put their stuff that they're going through to the side to be there for others, those are angels that we should not let go of, that we should appreciate and do as much as we can to give back for everything they give to us. And it's not like it's something they require. It's not like it's expected of us to give back. But, to the people that care about us, we should want to be able to return that. We should want to reciprocate that tenfold. But, yeah. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you're all safe, and you're getting your way through it all, despite what's happening in your own personal life. And with that, I would like to say, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful evening, and a wonderful night. Peace.